Jeremiah came back from school late as he went visiting a student that was absent from school because of illness. As he got close to his house, he heard two voices inside his house. It was Friday and Ebire and Tekena had gone for weekend to see their parents, so it couldn't be them, he thought. Who is after my life? Jeremiah sneaked out and went to report to the village vigilante, who came with the village youths. Soon the men were arrested and beaten. Jeremiah Peterside was a successful banker in the city. He worked in one of the leading banks. He was from a village with high level of illiteracy. At times he thought to himself, what if his uncle Josiah did not bring him to the city? What would have become of him? Life in the city was good. After work, Jeremiah would go hang out with his friends and have some drinks. He wished people in his village could also get Western education. Jeremiah was the third university graduate from his village. The first two traveled abroad and never came back. But Jeremiah was the only one who was consigned and felt his village needed more graduates and development. He always felt pained whenever people asked him of his village and he told them Ebirama. The first thing that came out of their mouth was the popular slogan, "Can anything good come from Ebirama?" That village filled with illiterates and they laughed hysterically. He felt things had to change and that change would start with him. Ebirama only had one local government owned primary school and secondary school, which was very inadequate for the amount of students in the village. The teachers were owed salaries, so they didn't put in their best or even come to work regularly, as they used their time on other businesses that could provide for their families. Ebirama looked neglected and forgotten by the government, and the king and elders did nothing about it. Ebirama was not known for anything good. That is why people already assumed that nothing good could come from Ebirama. When Jeremiah shared his dream of going back to his village to support, his friends laughed at him. What the government cannot do, you want to do it alone. Forget about it and enjoy your life in the city, they told him. His girlfriend Lucy would not hear any of it. She told him it was a tall dream and that he should forget about it. Another friend told him that you want to spend your life and resources on a village that might not even appreciate you. You are not married. You don't even have your own kids. You want to spend your youthful age on people. What time will you now have when you start your own family? Remember, a tree does not make a forest. Jeremiah replied that is true. A tree might not make a forest, but a tree certainly can mark the beginning of a forest. The next day, Jeremiah tendered his resignation letter, got back home and sold all he had, including his car. When his friend heard, they were so disappointed. Young man, what is wrong with you? What has come over you? Are you sure you are not going mad? Who resigns his very good job to relocate to his village? I, Jeremiah, he replied. My people need me, and I must deliver them from illiteracy and mental slavery. Akin, his closest friend, asked him, okay, after going to the village, what will you be doing? He replied, I will volunteer to become a teacher in the government school. Seeing my people grow and flourish will give me more satisfaction than counting other people's money daily. Akin screamed, want to get Oremi, meaning my friend has been jinxed in Yoruba language. Lucy rushed down to see him immediately she heard the news of his resignation. Jeremiah, what have you done? Despite my warning, you still want to continue with this your foolish dream. Jeremiah told her, it is not a foolish dream. I want to liberate my people. Are you government? Are you the king? Do you have a traditional title? Why are you so concerned? Jeremiah replied, I am none of these, but still I feel God has blessed me to be a blessing to my people. Then Lucy asked, what will happen to me? Jeremiah replied, come with me to my village if you truly love me. Come to the village to do what? Lucy asked. Jeremiah replied, we could teach together. Lucy replied him, "You are very foolish. May God punish you for even having such thoughts. Imagine a baby girl like me being a teacher in a local village school. God forbid. You have to choose between me and your people." Jeremiah thought about it for a while and said, "I choose to help my people." And so Lucy broke up with him. The next day, Jeremiah headed for the motor park to get a bus to his village, Ebirama. The journey took him like 11 hours as he traveled. He was excited with the thought of going to help his people. News soon got to the villagers that their illustrious son was around. Villagers came to greet him and even gave him gifts. Next day, he went to the local government school to have a meeting with the teachers. He paid them 2 months out of the 6 months salary the government owed them and told them his mission and why he was back. Jeremiah volunteered to be their mathematics teacher since the community did not have one. Soon, Jeremiah the banker became Jeremiah the teacher, so he was referred to as Teacher Jeremiah. He spent his money repairing the school, buying school uniform for students and exercise books. More children enrolled in the community school. All of a sudden, there was a ray of hope in the village of Ebirama. After teaching in the school for 6 months, there was so much development. Jeremiah decided to give scholarship to best 2 students in the school, Ebirama and Tekena. Jeremiah took them in to stay with him to prepare them for their final exams. One day, Jeremiah decided to visit the local government to know exactly why the school in Ebirama has been neglected. He traveled for 2 hours from his village to the local government. After waiting for 4 hours in the local government, he met the local government chairman, who told him a certain amount was sent to the king of Ebirama monthly to maintain the school, and that just last month the allocation was doubled to enable children register for their final exams. Jeremiah was shocked to the marrow. He didn't say a word, but as he journeyed back, he felt so sad. How will one man decide to destroy the lives of so many because of his selfish gain? He thought. One evening, Jeremiah came back from school late as he went visiting a student that was absent from school because of illness. As he got close to his house, he heard 2 voices inside his house. It was Friday and Ebirama and Tekena had gone for weekend to see their parents, so it couldn't be them, he thought. He then listened to the conversation. The first voice said, "Why is he not back yet? I thought we will meet him, so we'll just kill him." The other voice said, "Let's wait around. Since we have been paid, we must kill Jeremiah." These words sent shiver down the spine of Jeremiah. Who is after my life? Jeremiah sneaked out and went to report to the village vigilante, who came with the village youths. Soon the men were arrested and beaten. Who is after my life? Jeremiah sneaked out and went to report to the village vigilante, who came with the village youths. Soon the men were arrested and beaten. When asked who sent them, they said it was the king. "Oh, now I see," said Jeremiah. "I guess the king has realized I know his secrets." The villagers asked what the secret was. Jeremiah told them how he went to the local government and how the local government chairman told him the king has been collecting allocation without doing anything in the village. This made the villagers very angry and they felt betrayed. There was a protest for the removal of the king. That was how the king was disgraced out of the village. The results of the final exams were out and Ebirama and Tekena passed in flying colors. In fact, they had the best results in the history of that school. Jeremiah was overwhelmed with joy. After all, my efforts and the efforts of other teachers were not in vain, he thought. He congratulated them and told them that if you can do this well, it means you could also pass the London scholarship exam. Ebirama and Tekena thought that was pushing his luck too far, but they decided not to discourage him. Meanwhile, it has been 40 days since the king was humiliated and driven away, and it was a taboo in Ebirama for the throne of the king to be vacant for 60 days. So the chiefs were having a meeting to decide the next king, and one chief suggested they pick the next king from the lineage of the former king. The other chiefs shouted, "Never! We can never have anything to do with that lineage again. A lineage that has destroyed the lives of so many because of greed and selfishness. So they asked, who do you have in mind? One chief suggested, why don't we make Jeremiah king? Another chief said, he doesn't come from a royal family and can never be king. Another chief responded, he does not come from a royal family, yet he has brought so much development than those from royal families. He has done more than most kings. He has brought a ray of hope in Ebirama. Imagine he becomes king. The kind of development that will happen in this village. The chiefs agreed and decided Jeremiah should be king. The same day he was being installed as king of Ebirama was the day the scholarship to London results came out. Only 5 students made it from the district, and Ibire and Tekena were among. It was double celebration in Ebirama. Ibire and Tekena couldn't believe that in the next couple of months they will be in London, all expense paid to study. Children who few months ago were hopeless and helpless. The news of Jeremiah becoming king traveled far and wide. Lucy read about it in the newspaper and was surprised. She regretted not following him. I would have become the queen of Ebirama now, she thought. Ebirama developed very fast. The local government school became an ultra-modern school, and King Jeremiah built 5 more schools. All of a sudden, Ebirama started attracting investors. Once a dead village has come alive because of the relentless effort and vision of just one man. Never feel you can't make a change. The world might just be waiting for you to make that difference.